Holloway hauls a drone case out of the rover. 24 spherical drones tumble out, wake up, and roll off into the dark. They are nimble, hopping curbs and skirting chasms. Warts looks at her atmosphere sensor, astonished. Warts, Martin, this air's breathable. The core chamber brightens as the sun outside moves into alignment. The shaft of light perfectly centered. A vast sigh as if the pyramid itself is breathing. A fat drop of water falls on Warts' glove. She looks up in surprise. Another falls on her visor, and then it's raining inside the pyramid. Water trickles into the chasms, inundating the mossy growths that cling to the walls. Holloway looks at Warts with a little boy's grin. Holloway. Miracles and wonders. The shaft of light moves on. The core chamber dims slightly. The rainfall stops as suddenly as it started. The explorers follow the main path around the periphery of the chamber, past a gallery of mysterious machines. There are marvels in the shadows. Cells in the dark apparatus open on startling deposits of color. Translucent alabaster flutes. Honeycombs of pure gold. Matrices of crystal. Warts waves a scanning instrument as she walks. Warts. Intense field readings. Huge power sources here. Pyramid. Core chamber. Ramp. They arrive at a wide opening in the floor. A strange ramp curves downward. Its floor segmented and sawtoothed. A bafflement. It's not a staircase. Not an escalator. No moving parts. No rails or tracks. Holloway. Space below us. A big space. As they stand looking, a probe bumbles up to the opening and goes bounding down the ramp. Warts laughs. Warts, how does this work? She begins to descend on foot. Holloway behind her. Stillwell, Downs, and Kamarov grudgingly follow. But David looks away across the cavernous chamber, fixated on the central crystal. He beckons Ravel and Chance to follow him, and walks away. Ravel and Chance look at each other in astonishment. Uncertainly, they follow David. Lower passage. Holloway, Warts, and the crewmen reach the bottom of the ramp. Breathing hard, a cargo rover trundles down after them. They look back up. The ramp above them is empty. Holloway. Ravel, Chance, where have you gone? David, where are you? To Warts, indignantly, they didn't come down. But Warts is staring through an archway, transfixed. Warts. Look. She walks in. Holloway follows. Control concourse. A passageway punctuated by alcoves as big as band shells. In each alcove stands a biomechanical apparatus, shaped from the same dark material as the pyramid itself. Each apparatus implies by its design that a giant is meant to fit inside it. Holloway and Warts walk the concourse, playing their lights over the dark machinery. Their footsteps echo. 42. Warts. Do you see the size of them? Like that ghost we saw. Holloway. It wasn't a ghost. Where are the others? I don't want to go back up. Warts fiddles with her suit's comm controls. Listening. Warts. They switched to channel 3. I hear them talking. They're okay. Holloway. We should stay together. GTF. Pint. Pyramid. Blind corridor. Milburn and Fifield are lost. They bumble through the dark. Milburn. This is not the same place. Fifield. It is. That is the same freaky thing we saw before. He points at a detail of the architecture. Milburn. No, it's not. The other one was more. Sort of fuck it. Taps his comm. Milburn to Magellan. Come in. Static. Intersection. Holloway and Warts round a corner and stop in their tracks. Kamarov, Stillwell, and Downs almost run into them. The scientists stand frozen. In front of them lies a dead giant, an engineer. If he were standing, he would be 15 feet tall. He is roughly human in shape, barrel-chested, withered to the bones. There are bulky protrusions fused with his flesh. Hard to say whether they are equipment or parts of his body. 43. His head, lolling to one side, is severed from his body. His eyes seem to be covered by goggles, but if so then the goggles are fused with his skull. An elephantine proboscis, severed now, once connected to a protrusion on his hip. The giant lies frozen in a convulsion of agony, his jaw gaping in a silent scream. His corpse is marred by hideous wounds, slashes that cut through bone. The explorers move closer, speechless. Kamarov. God in heaven. Warts. Martin. Holloway. I know, look, he lifts his light. Beyond the dead giant, a vision of hell. A dozen dead engineers lie heaped against a sealed door, twisted in postures of torment, murdered in the attempt to escape. All bear horrific wounds. Scene of an ancient massacre. Pint. Magellan. Bridge. Janek and Vickers stare dumbstruck at a 3D view of the dead giants captured by the explorers' cameras. Pint. Catacomb. Intersection. The explorers circle the decapitated giant, hushed with awe. Holloway steps close. Holloway. Double quote. There were giants in the earth in those days, and when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them, who became mighty men. Genesis 6:4. Lays a gloved hand reverently on the giant's ribs. Downs. Panicky. You said don't touch anything. You said don't touch anything. 44. Holloway. Peace. Chance. The size of them. Holloway. In all the old mythologies, the visitors from the sky were giants. Warts joins Holloway beside the dead engineer, touches the corpse in her own turn. It's hard as stone, ossified. She traces the ancient, terrible wounds. Warts. They were killed. All of them. Downs stands staring at the dead giant, as shaken as Kamarov. Downs. We shouldn't be here. Holloway. Come on, the dead can't hurt you. Adjusts his communicator. David. Chance. Ravel. I've got something here. Static. Warts. Communications are going to hell. Ext. Space. LV-42-6 orbit. One of the Magellan satellites hurtles along, high above the moon's atmosphere. It passes over the terminator line between the night side and day side. Through the clouds below, a lightning-laced storm front rolls across LV-42-6 like a wave. Pint. Magellan. Bridge. Dusk. Rising winds pluck at the ground cover outside the window. Janek turns from the view to look at the holographic globe. Janek. All hands. Back to the ship. We got a mean storm front rolling in. I repeat. All hands. 45. Pint. Dark City. Catacombs. Intersection. Standing beside the dead giant, Warts and Holloway look at each other as the signal comes in. Janek. VO. Statically. Front rolling back to the ship. Holloway. Into com. We found something here. I'm not walking away for bad weather. Pint. Magellan. Bridge. Dusk. Janek shouts into his communicator. Janek. Holloway. I got 200-kilometer winds with airborne silica and enough static to fry your suits. Get your asses back here, now. Ext. Central crater. Dusk. Holloway races their cargo rover away from the pyramid, wheels kicking up dust. Warts rides in back, securing a bulky payload under a tarp on the cargo deck. Stillwell, Downs, and Kamarov clinging miserably beside her. Warts looks back. A massive storm front chases them. A tidal wave of dust shot through with lightning. Gale force winds tear at the ground. Lightning lashes the pyramid and the crater wall, reaching the Magellan. They see the other rover already in the airlock lift. David, Ravel, and Chance aboard. Ext. Magellan. Airlock lift. Holloway roars into the lift at speed, the rover skidding almost into the opposite wall. Warts leaps down. The storm wall catches up to them. Screaming winds rip through the lift. Dust fills the air. Visibility plunges. Toward zero. Warts. Help me unload. She pulls at the tarp. It tears halfway free, and fills with wind, snapping taut with such violence that Warts is hurled out into the storm. In the gale. Warts tumbles helplessly, a leaf in the wind, crashes into a metal stanchion, clings, the wind knocked out of her, ears ringing, nothing but static in her headset. In the lift. Holloway stares in shock at the place where Warts vanished. Holloway. Jocelyn. With inhuman reflexes David reacts, grabs a tether, latches it to his suit, locks it to an anchor point on the wall, dives into the storm, a ballet nearly too fast to follow. In the gale. David lets the wind take him, skids across the ground, controlling his trajectory. He hits the stanchion where Watts is lodged with a clang as if he were made of iron. Watts stares at him in mute astonishment. He locks her suit to his, activates the tether unit's winch. It whirs, reeling them in through the hurricane. In the lift, Holloway and the other crewmen haul Watts and David back inside. Holloway and Watts embrace fiercely as the lift rises toward the safety of the ship. The crewmen bundle the rover's tarp-wrapped cargo into a sealed dumbwaiter that rises independently into the ship. Hint: Magellan, airlock. The explorers strip off spacesuits. Watts pulls her helmet off, catches David's eye across the airlock, mouths a silent thank you. He gives her the barest nod and vanishes into the ship. The explorers exchange looks. A mood of exuberance and wonder prevails now that they're safe home. Holloway. Day 1. Smiles of wonder as what they've seen comes home. Downs. Got to hand it to you, Professor. You were right, both of you. Chance. What's in the tarp? What do you bring back? The explorers from Watts and Holloway's party exchange looks and burst into laughter. Watts. You don't want to know. Stillwell. Shit. We're 2 helmets short. He points. The lockers labeled Milburn and Fifield stand closed. The helmet racks empty. The laughter cuts off. Kamarov. They didn't come in. They stare at each other, listening to the wind wail outside. Hint: Magellan, bridge, dusk. Janek speaks urgently into the communicator. Janek. Between the wind speeds and the static electricity, there's no safe way to get to you. You're going to have to hunker down until it passes. How are your provisions? Fifield, VO. We got air, static, water and food. Tabs, static, suits. Janek. Honey sacks, 48. Hint: Dark City, Catacomb. Fifield and Milburn stand miserably in a murky passageway. Fifield hitches up his spacesuit's crotch uncomfortably. Fifield. Yeah, we're piped. Milburn. I hate these fucking things. Hint: Magellan, bridge, dusk. Fifield, VO. We don't hate these fucking, static. Captain. Janek. Maybe next time you'll mind your maps. Keep your heads down. We'll come get you in the morning. A burst of static answers him. Fifield, his voice scrambled by the storm. Unintelligible. Janek. Comp D. Magellan out. Mess room. Night. All hands present excepting the 2 missing men. Janek plays his squeeze box. It's archaic music filling the air. Tired and exuberant. The men sway and dance mockingly. Holloway has a champagne bottle open in each hand. He fills steel cups left and right. Holloway. My friends, what we do here marks the greatest achievement of our species. Contact with another civilization. Humanity came of age today. On this moon. You were there. Rises his glass. To history. They raise cups and drink. Even the crew moved by the moment. But Janek smiles crookedly and toasts again. Janek. To Milburn and Fifield, the first human beings to freak out, get lost, and sleep in their suits in the ruins of an alien civilization. Hint: Pyramid catacombs. Night. A vast dark maze. Milburn and Fifield grope their way through the dark with flashlights. The storm howls outside. Milburn. What are you looking for? Fifield. Groping along the wall. Someplace things can't come at us. Milburn. What's gonna come at us? Hint: Magellan. Vickers suite. Night. David stands beside Vickers at her holography terminal. He lays his hand on over a signal plate, and the terminal lights up with a 3-dimensional image. The core chamber of the pyramid. From David's point of view, it's apparent that David's eyes see more than human eyes do. He seems to see heat and electromagnetic energy as well as visible light. Calibrated readouts are overlaid on the scene. The structures in the pyramid are surrounded by complicated patterns of energy. This is incomprehensible technology. David. The core of the pyramid. You see. Vickers goes rigid, looking at it. Avarice in her eyes. Vickers. We're going to protocol 2. David. I understand. Laboratory. A high-tech science facility behind glass. Watts and Holloway, in lab gloves and smocks, open the dumbwaiter. 50. An engineer's head rises into view, ghoulish and elephantine. Vapor rises from it. A red-out blinks. Sterilized. They lift it onto the steel table. It takes both of them. They pass scanners over the skull. Images accumulate and rotate on the laboratory displays. X-ray and ultrasound. Holloway leans close to study an X-ray image. He almost seems to see a ghostly second face. Watts. Martin, look. She traces the head with an ultrasound probe. Under the vibrations a seam opens up around the edge of the face. She gets a fingertip into the seam. Works with the probe. Pries away the long-dead engineer's mask. It comes free. The visage revealed is